Ever find yourself halfway through a furniture restoration project, only to realize your bulky sander is about as useful as a sledgehammer for a thumbtack? That is exactly where this little cordless detail sander from Worx steps in. It is one of those tools that looks almost like a toy when you first pull it out of the box, but once you get it moving, the performance is surprisingly punchy. The first thing you notice is the weight. At under 2 pounds, it feels incredibly light in the hand, which is a massive relief if you are working on vertical surfaces or overhead for any length of time. You are not going to get that wrist fatigue that usually sets in after 20 minutes with a heavier corded unit. Now here is the real kicker. It runs at 13,000 orbits per minute, which is plenty of speed for smoothing out wood grain or stripping back old paint in tight spots. The orbit diameter is small, just 3/32 of an inch, so it is clearly designed for finesse rather than heavy-duty material removal. What stands out, though, is the finger attachment. It is a clever little addition that lets you poke into corners and crevices that would normally require you to fold up a piece of sandpaper and do it by hand. It turns a tedious, hour-long chore into something you can knock out in a few minutes. The dust collection is handled by a small canister attached to the back. Honestly, it does a decent job of keeping the immediate area clear, though you will still want to keep a vacuum handy for the fine stuff. It is not perfect, but for a tool this compact, it is a welcome feature that keeps the workspace from turning into a total disaster zone. One thing to keep in mind is that this is a tool-only purchase. If you are already deep into the Worx ecosystem, you are golden because you can just snap on any of your existing 20-volt batteries. If you are starting from scratch, though, you have to factor in the cost of the battery and charger, which might change the math for some people. The only real gripe is that the battery life can feel a bit short if you are pushing it hard on a big project, so having a spare on standby is pretty much mandatory. It is not the kind of tool you would use to sand down an entire deck, but for detail work, trim, or small craft projects, it is a solid, reliable companion. It is nimble, it is easy to maneuver, and it saves you from the nightmare of tripping over power cords while you are trying to focus on the finish. If you are looking for something to handle the fine-tuning that your main sander just cannot reach, this is a pretty smart addition to the workbench.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.